The Common Core. All throughout the United States, children will attend school each year, and the numbers of those attending will continue to increase. In the fall of 2015, 50.1 million children entered public schools, grades pre-kindergarten to 12. Each of these children is an individual with different ways of learning and processing new information given to them each day. And having very individualized ways to learn, students will have a particularly hard time learning new information in the exact same ways they use, which is the problem the world of education faces in today's time. In the creation of a new program called the Common Core, children all throughout the United States will be learning the exact same information as other students who live hundreds of miles away. The creation of this new way to learn is purposely enforced so that all students have the same knowledge and are gaining the same amount of material as those who are at the same grade level as they are. This program, the Common Core, created by Achieving, Common Core was thrown into the educational world, and all teachers and students were and are expected to follow strict guidelines based off of grade level and content, which, as stated previously, may be very difficult for some students who have very different learning styles than their peers. Also, this program was intended to teach all students at the same grade level the same information. However, students in different states had previously learned different material and may have been at completely different points in their learning, which leads to students falling behind in classwork and an overall lower competency of the material provided. There are many positive outcomes for having the Common Core in place in the education system. A study titled Common Core Standards, the new U.S. Intended Curriculum, completed by Andrew Porter, a dean of University of Pennsylvania, represents this positive view. Porter opens his argument with 4 main points on why the Common Core is beneficial and why it should remain implemented in the education system. The support for the content of this program overall does seem to demonstrate a positive effect on the students in the research study. Some of these positive effects have shared expectations from state to state and the efficiency of having a unified learning structure. Having a unified learning structure would ensure that every child learns the same thing and will be equally prepared for the future. Having this program in place will also ensure that each child is receiving the best quality of education they should. The Common Core is doing good things for the children of America. The author I found discusses the positive effects and provides good evidence in his argument for proving that it is positively affecting education and the advancements due to this new program. One study states that one of the main positive aspects of the implementation of Common Core is focus of the students. As Schmidt, McKnight, Wang, Wiley, and Kogan state that in related to Common Core focus, standards-based reforms that were intended to bring more focus to the United States curriculum as in the curricula in high-achieving countries around the world. The Common Core standards may represent greater focus than state standards typically do. That is the explicit intention of the math standards as cited in Porter. And then I also providing Arizona math standards as an example. These are for first grade. So all first graders around the United States will be following these standards. In order to prove this statement, Porter and his colleagues completed many studies in the world of education. In the studies completed, there does seem to be an increase of learned material in the area of math. In the chart, it is shown that many areas of math and the Common Core standards provide more information for the students than the state standards do. However, this chart also proves that standards in English language arts and reading are considerably lower in Common Core than they are in state standards. In Porter's conclusion of his studies, he states, "Those who hope that the Common Core standards represent greater focus for U.S. education will be disappointed by our answers. Only one of our criteria for measuring focus found that the Common Core standards are more focused than current state standards, and only for mathematics, not for English language reading arts. Further, some state standards are much more focused and some much less focused than the Common Core, and this is true for both subjects. How much focus is desirable is unknown, but clearly the Common Core standards could have been more focused than they are. In making this statement, Porter is allowing readers to see that there are learning gaps in the new educational reform. To demonstrate the negative aspects on the policies of the Common Core, I found a study titled The Common Core Standards Initiative, an Effective Reform Tool. This article was written by William J. Mathis, who works at the University of Colorado at Boulder. This article discusses the author's 2 main concerns about the implementation of Common Core and the effects the program has on children in the education system. The author does believe the Common Core is helping the education system, but the way it is implemented is not the correct way to go about it. This is because he believes that the content of the standards do not completely fit into the educational world. He believes that children are struggling with picking up the content introduced in the Common Core, and that it is unfair that they are. He wants the changes in the enforcement policies so that children are not struggling in learning new information. These changes in Mathis's study will overall provide a great change in the educational world. It would provide many students with the time they need to learn all the material provided for them in the new Common Core standards. Another negative aspect of the Common Core is that it's helping children with learning information, but it's also hindering them. This is because the Common Core is expecting more from children than they are able to give. One recommendation made is the NGA CCSO Common Core standards should be subjected to extensive validation, trials, and subsequent revisions before implementation. During this time, states should be encouraged to carefully examine and experiment with broad-based school evaluation systems. In this one recommendation alone, it is made known that the implementation of this educational reform is one of the main issues the author sees with Common Core. In the study, another recommendation is made. The NGA CCSO Common Core Standards Initiative should be continued, but only as low-stakes advisory and assistance tool for states and local districts for purposes of curriculum improvement, articulation, and professional development. This article, that I also found for negative aspects, The Problems with Common Core, written by Stan Karp, discusses some of the negative aspects of the Common Core. Karp states that substantive questions have been raised about the Common Core's tendency to push difficult academic skills to lower grades, about the appropriateness of the early childhood standards, about the sequencing of math standards, about the mix and type of mandated readings, and about the priority Common Core puts on close reading. This statement reveals that the author believes that the skills for each grade level are too hard and will hinder students' abilities to learn. Although the Common Core has done well for the world of education, it is also causing some negative effects in the lives of students. Education is something that should allow for variation, but with Common Core in place, this variation does not exist. The students are struggling with the information being given to them, and this is due to the intensity of the information the students have been given.